Welcome to Gray Overload. I'm Anthony, and just want to talk a little bit about Intel's reviews that are out there now that third party's been out there. Been watching a lot of those reviews, going through them, and just want to give you some of my thoughts on this because Intel came and they are, it seems like AMD and Intel are trading blows at things, very competitive processors between the two, and I think that we are safe to say now that power on processors is just going to the moon. AMD and Intel are really pushing the power envelope on this. And while you do get, what is it, like 300 watts usage in a 13900K, which is impressive overall, right? That's a lot of stuff that needs to be taken care of there for heat that you have to dissipate. So you're going to need a good cooler for that. And Intel has, in the product stack something else to fill out there so that you can more readily don't have those processors that use that much power. And AMD, right, these temperatures and power usage is way up over the last generation too. I think they're just trying to, have the competition to see who's going to win more. It's impressive performance from this 13th generation Intel SKUs so far, and I'm really impressed. Now, make fun of the power a little bit. If it's going to work, you have a good cooler, and that's something you're going for. Fine. I think that's it is what it is, right? If you're okay with the power usage, go ahead, use it. If you're not, look at something else, right? There's last gen and there's other stuff there that is going to be a little bit better for you. Now, you are starting to see a little bit difference here with the DDR5 um, performance in some applications. Not all of them yet, but in some applications, you're starting to see where DDR5 does pull away a little bit if you're in that platform. So if you're somebody that's looking for a new computer and you want to jump into that DDR5, you're going to have the choice of the Z790 boards and then or the AMD side of things. I think that that platform cost is going to be pretty much, they're going to be comparable in most things. Now I do expect maybe some price competitiveness here between the two companies to try to earn your dollar and earn your purchase. That's just good for the consumer there. I like that. So uh, one thing, one thing I was concerned about with Zen 4 was the temperature getting up around 95 degrees and hits there. One thing though is that Zen 4 doesn't really keep just downclocking once it hits that temperature as much. So, but the 13th gen, once it hits TJ Maxx, then you start seeing that. Maybe there's a different philosophy here. It's something I want to look more into. If I had both those platforms, I would like to try to see how that really works differently and how different coolers do different things for these processors. But that's just something to keep in mind. It's something I found interesting here. And one thing that you do have to think of is that Intel right now, you have previous generation motherboards that you can throw these processors into. The 690 or ZC690 and lower motherboards in that 600 series are available cheaper than the B650 motherboards right now, which you also have DDR4 on those boards where the B650 is DDR5. So if that's a cheaper option, that's something you're looking at, there's an option there. If you're already on 12th gen, I don't really see a huge need to upgrade unless you're really looking for these corner cases of performance where that 13th gen or the AMD 7950, 7900 is going to take advantage of it. Now, maybe you're just somebody that wants the latest and greatest. Go ahead. I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money, but if you're looking to be money conscious, I'm going to, that's how I kind of see these things. Well, I built my kids built their computer with the 12600K. Yeah, that's probably, I like the upgrade, but it's probably not worth it, right? It's not really worth it. And if you're just considering gaming, there's also if the 5800 X3D comes down in price a little bit, there's an option there. Even though it's on a dead platform, right? That platform's not being upgraded now. After this generation, Intel usually only has two CPUs on a platform. You will have a new platform here for the 14th gen, so that's kind of a dead platform too. But yeah, just something to consider there, depending upon your price. I think this is the opportune moment if you are wanting to pick and choose. You have some options to pick and choose, get the price to performance that you want, and it's going to be there, which is not something we've been able to say for like the last 2 years, and either when AMD or Intel have been dominating. But this is one where you're going to be able to pick and choose and have a good performance. So overall, man, this thing's got some power usage. But if you look past that, performance-wise, it is very performant between AMD and Intel. Now, if you were to keep these and lock these at 65 watts and you want it lower powered, the AMD chip does look like it's much better performance. But if you're going all out, pedal to the metal, this is a both chips can really fly here. So depending upon what your work task is, I do recommend going and looking at multiple different reviewers. It was kind of interesting to see how different reviewers did different things, but it's a both are competitive chips. So I have to say I am impressed. And it looks like it's going to not be just a good gaming chip, especially that 13600K. Looks like it's going to be a nice gaming chip for that mid range over the 7600, unless AMD drops that price. So uh, yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on this Intel review here, or my thoughts on Intel, or what thoughts you have on the Intel 13th gen that have been out here now. But until next time, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for taking the time to help support Grover Loan and help this channel grow. Really appreciate it. Until next time, God bless, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.